Welcome to Exploring with B-Rock. Let's go. Back up in the Finger Lakes. Got plenty of fall color going on. Glad I was able to revisit at Watkins Glen State Park to start the day. Going to do the Gorge Trail, photograph some waterfalls. Been some rain recently, so flow should be good. Let's head up here and check it out. Coming up to our first point of interest. This is going to be Century Falls. Looking up at Century Bridge there. Got a nice little maple tree right there. Some bright, vibrant colors. May try to incorporate that in my composition. Let's go up here and photograph it. Not been to Watkins Glen enough to know the names of all the falls up through here, but do the best I can. One last look at Century Falls. As you start up the Gorge Trail, you go through the first of 3 or 4 little tunnels up through here. If you do the entire length of the Gorge Trail, I think you do over 800 steps, so be ready for plenty of stairs up through here. Here's the next 2 falls we come to. I believe this falls in the foreground is Minnehaha Falls, and the one back there in the background is Cavern Cascade. We'll be getting a shot of it alone here in a minute. I really like this shot from here though, where you get both falls. Here's a look up at Cavern Cascade. The trail goes around below the fall, behind the falls, goes up into another one of the little tunnels there to the right. Probably a little loud, but here's a look down from behind the falls, back down the gorge. Coming up from Cavern Cascade there, you get a little spiral stairwell as you come through this little tunnel. Look back down on the falls there. Looks like some nice color up the gorge, so pretty excited to get up here to Rainbow Falls. Hopefully there's not a bunch of people up there. Yes, I should mention, in the event you decide to visit here, be sure to wear some shoes you don't care to get dirty, because even though this is a lot of paved stuff, the trail's always got a lot of standing water in it and usually some mud too, so be prepared for dirty feet. Nice little set of falls here. Just gonna get a real quick shot and head on up the trail. just above Central Cascade. Looking up towards Rainbow Falls, just around the corner there. A lot of nice color around the top of the gorge there. Looking up towards Rainbow Falls and Triple Cascade. Looks like you got a worker and a local up there talking. Luckily there's not a lot of traffic yet, so hopefully I can get a few shots in here. Looks like a lot of yellow around the falls there. Rainbow Falls is kind of low flow, which kind of anticipated because it's a small drainage, but I think there's plenty there to work with. Come away with any good shots? Here they are. Well, surprisingly, I was able to have this area to myself for probably about 15 minutes there, so hopefully I came away with some good shots. Luckily I brought an extra battery too, because this one's almost dead already. So head up the gorge trail just a little bit further. See if we can get some good color shots up through there. There's a few smaller cascades and stuff left up through there. Let's head up there and see what we can come away with. A little section of the gorge we're coming up on now is called Frowning Cliffs. Really nice little stretch of the gorge. Pretty photogenic area. On the upper end of Frowning Cliffs, come up to the next name falls. Drawing a blank on it right now. It's a really nice stretch of cascades there. Got some really nice color up above them too. Playing around with a little long exposure here. Got those bubbles and stuff there below the falls. I got some swirls, so if the shot turned out any good, here's the shot. Up above that last run of cascades, got another set. Got a lot of bubbles coming off of these as well, so trying to get some long exposure shots, get some swirls and streaks. Got some nice color up through there as well, so hopefully these shots turn out good. If there's anything I like, here it is. Here's a look on up the trail from Mile Point Bridge. This is usually the furthest point I go. Looking like a blue sky day. Not super excited about that, but hopefully it don't hinder the photography too much. Gonna get a few shots up through here and then head back down towards parking. As you could probably tell in those time lapses, traffic along the trail's really starting to pick up as it's getting on up in the day. Getting a couple more shots here looking up towards Cavern Cascade before we head on out of here. Going to try to hit a couple more areas probably over towards Ithaca. So get a couple more shots here and then I'll see you at the truck. Another look up at Century Falls and Bridge as we head out. Really love that little maple tree there. Really vibrant colors. Well, it's going to wrap it up here from Watkins Glen State Park. Still kind of early. I think I'm going to head over and try to hit Ithaca Falls before too many people get there. Colors looking good around this area, so hopefully we can come away with some good shots there. So let's head on over that way. Made it over to Ithaca Falls. Walking out towards the falls now. The little bit of rain in the area apparently hasn't detoured anybody because a lot of people here. Hopefully I can get a few shots in of the falls without a ton of people in the frame. We'll see. Very surprisingly, have it to myself right now. Got some nice color around. Hopefully I can come away with some decent shots. It's Ithaca Falls. Well, one thing's for sure about this trip, the weather can't make up its mind. As you can see, getting some blue sky there now. Whenever I get out of the truck, it's trying to rain, so I brought an umbrella. Kind of waiting out to see if those white clouds will get away from the top of the falls there, because that's really bright in the camera. I'm gonna try to work over this way as well and try to get some of those cascades in the foreground. Got the 6-stop circular polarizer on. Hopefully I come away with a few decent shots here. Really enjoy Ithaca Falls. It's a really tall cascade type falls. So it's a pretty photogenic area. If any of the shots turn out any good, here's what I got. I was attempting to wait out those clouds to move, but apparently those are what was blocking the sun as well. Now the sun's came out and made the scene pretty contrasty. But came over here to get these cascades in the foreground. So hopefully I can come with a couple decent shots. Gonna wrap it up here from Ithaca Falls. I think while I'm in Ithaca, I'll make one more stop and run over by Robert H. Treman State Park. That's where we find Lucifer Falls. Hopefully there'll be some decent flow over there. The sky's kind of hit and miss, but the color's good. So some good shots there as well. Let's head on over that way. Made it over to Robert H. Treman State Park. I'm at the upper entrance next to the mill. I'm going to hit this little upper loop that goes down beside Lucifer Falls and loops around below it. This upper half of the trail's where I got my favorite shots at last year. Wasn't real exciting on that lower half besides Lower Falls, so we'll just hit this upper loop. Hopefully come away with some good images. Wind's picking up, might be a little aggravating, but let's hit the trail. Well, based on the looks of this little upper falls over here behind the mill, I think flow should be decent, so it's pretty exciting. I think I came away with a decent shot of this falls. If I did, here it is. Naturally, I get here and it's raining, and as soon as I make it to the first falls along the trail, sun's out. Never fails. Here's a look at a nice little cascade just before we get down to Lucifer Falls. Pretty photogenic little falls. Got some nice yellow up there behind it as well. Starting to get a little people-y getting down here to Lucifer Falls. This is the top of the falls. With the amount of flow at the upper falls, I thought that Lucifer Falls may have had a little heavier flow this year than my trip last year, but I believe it looks about the same. Finally got down past Lucifer Falls and away from the people. Here's the bridge that I'm going to take across here in a minute to do this upper loop. But first I'm going to go on down the trail just below this bridge. This is where I got one of my favorite shots last year from downstream facing back up towards the bridge with some color behind it. Looks like it's going to be mostly yellow this year, but hoping to revisit that comp and hopefully come away with another good image. Definitely not as much color as last year, but still a really nice composition. Probably will wind up being one of my favorite shots of the day again. Now I'm going to head back up and cross over the bridge up there, see if I can get some shots from the base of Lucifer Falls. We'll look up towards the base of Lucifer Falls. Trying to get a shot right now to incorporate this neat little tree here. Looks like at some point it was probably knocked over or something, but that didn't keep it from growing. Just started growing out and then started growing up. Well, now the bad part. Came all the way down the hill. Now we got to go all the way back up. Get all that elevation back. Oh, not looking forward to this part. Oh well. Here's the look back down on Lucifer Falls from the overlook. I'd like to see this fall sometime of the spring or something whenever it's full flow. But it's pretty wild then. One last look at Lucifer Falls. Well, that's going to wrap it up from Robert H. Treman State Park. I think this is probably going to be the last stop of the day as well. By the time I got anywhere else, probably won't have much time to do anything. So I think I'll go ahead and call it a day. It's about time to feed me anyway. So hope you enjoyed today's adventure, a day in the Finger Lakes. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up. Helps out the channel. While you're here, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.